Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinar Update. Let me start with a serious question. If tomorrow redemption centers really open for Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese dong holders, would you actually be ready? Would you know where to go, what to carry, and how to move without getting trapped in confusion or scams? Because right now, a wave of information is spreading across dinar and dong circles, claiming that a major shift is approaching fast. Some reports suggest redemption centers are preparing to open. Others claim revaluation steps are entering an execution phase. Naturally, excitement is rising. But today, we're going to slow this down, clear the fog, and look at what this moment truly means in practical terms. This video is not about shouting headlines. It's about helping you understand what is being reported, what real financial preparation looks like, and how you position yourself wisely if exchange infrastructure begins activating. By the end, you'll feel informed, not pressured. For years, the revaluation conversation has been filled with predictions, delays, and emotional highs and lows. Many holders wondered if real movement would ever appear beyond internet speculation. What makes the current phase different is that we are now seeing structural preparations, banking alignment, compliance readiness, and infrastructure discussion, not just theories. And when redemption centers enter the conversation, that signals something important. Planning is shifting from if toward how. So let's ground ourselves. A currency revaluation is not a casual event. It requires coordination between central banks, commercial banks, compliance departments, verification systems, and international settlement networks. Redemption centers, when officially activated, serve as controlled exchange environments designed to handle high-volume currency conversion securely. Their purpose is simple: protect the holder, protect the institution, and keep the process lawful and traceable. This is why redemption centers matter. They are the bridge between holding physical currency and realizing exchange value through regulated channels. They also reduce the risks that have haunted the space for years: fake brokers, private exchange agents, and scam offers. When real authorized centers operate, the process becomes transparent. Now let's talk preparation, because this is the part holders control. If redemption centers begin operations in any form, there will be structure. There will be identity verification, there will be authenticity checks on notes, there will be compliance procedures. That's not a barrier, that's protection. So preparation is essential. Make sure your notes are stored safely and organized by denomination. Avoid heavily damaged, torn, taped, or altered bills where possible. Keep your holdings recorded privately. Have valid government identification ready. And if holdings are significant, be prepared for standard compliance questions regarding lawful source of funds. This is normal banking practice worldwide. Timing also matters. If redemption activity ever opens, demand will be high. There may be appointment systems, queue structures, or limited daily processing capacity at first. Patience will be as valuable as preparation. Those who move calmly and follow official instructions will always fare better than those rushing based on rumors. Now let's step back and look at the larger process behind these developments. Iraq's financial system has been undergoing real modernization. Banking reform, digital transaction platforms, improved compliance standards, and international coordination have all been progressing. These steps rarely make dramatic headlines, but they are the true foundation required before any major currency transition. Without them, no revaluation or float can function safely. This brings us to the broader transition path often discussed, the movement toward a more flexible or floating currency system. A float means the currency's value is gradually allowed to respond to real economic forces: supply, demand, trade, reserves, and confidence. It does not mean instant riches. It means market discovery. And market discovery only works when banking infrastructure is ready. That's why current reform stages matter more than any date prediction. Economic stabilization, foreign reserve management, inflation control, and financial transparency have all been part of Iraq's preparation phase. Alongside that, banking systems have been aligning with international compliance frameworks to ensure cross-border transactions can be processed smoothly when broader exchange activity expands. This is the quiet work that must happen before any visible public exchange phase can operate. If redemption centers or expanded exchange access begin appearing, they represent the practical side of that preparation, not the end of the journey, but a functional step along it. Another key element is liquidity. A currency only becomes easy to exchange when enough institutions actively trade it. Liquidity builds gradually as more banks and financial platforms integrate the currency into their systems. That's when spreads tighten, access improves, and exchange becomes smoother for holders. This is not instant, it's progressive. And this is why emotional discipline matters. Years of waiting create pressure to act quickly at the first sign of movement. But in financial transitions, patience is often rewarded more than speed. Early phases can be volatile. Procedures may evolve, systems may adjust. Staying calm keeps you from costly mistakes. Now let's address safety, because this phase always attracts scammers. Guaranteed rates, private redemption offers, secret appointment lists, priority access promises. These are classic warning signs. If something is legitimate, it will be announced through official banking channels and regulatory notices, not private messages or paid access offers. If something sounds urgent and secretive, walk away. Real opportunity never requires secrecy. So where does that leave holders right now? It leaves you in a preparation phase, not a panic phase. Organize your notes, secure your documents, follow verified financial sources, watch official banking communications, avoid emotional decisions, and remember, acting correctly matters more than acting first. This transition, whether through expanded exchange systems, redemption centers, or eventual floating mechanisms, is a process, not a single event. History rarely moves in dramatic, overnight jumps. It moves through systems, approvals, infrastructure, and controlled execution. That is exactly what we're seeing more of now. And for long-time holders, that's meaningful because it confirms that the journey has not been idle. Real, institutional work has been happening in the background. That's what ultimately creates legitimate exchange opportunity, not internet headlines. So let's wrap today's update. Reports of redemption center preparation and banking system activation are signals of structural movement. Banking reform and economic stabilization continue progressing. Exchange infrastructure readiness is part of a longer financial roadmap. Holders who stay informed, organized, and patient will always be in the strongest position when genuine access expands. If this breakdown helped you understand the situation more clearly, support the channel and stay connected. Here, we focus on clarity, not chaos, preparation, not panic, structure, not speculation. And for those who like to monitor multiple viewpoints in one place, you can search dinaropinions.com on Google, where Dinar news and community updates are gathered together. Until next time, stay informed, stay prepared, and stay patient. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dinar Update.